Hello everyone, Jackson here. Today's video is going to be about what is a social media audit and why do you need one? So I'm going to be starting a series of videos about social media strategy and marketing for small businesses to help get a leg up in the digital marketing world. This video is going to be about a social media audit, which I have available for free on my website, and I would love to do a consultation with you and your business and go over that. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it is and why you guys should do one for your business. So having a strong social media presence takes work and it takes time, but your social media should work for you. That's why having an audit is critical to make sure that you're optimizing these channels and different venues for you to put out your brand on social media. By having a presence online and on social media, you can bring your brand to where your customers are hanging out and spending their time online, and you can create a community. Just as your business wouldn't be successful without a good, strong business plan, your social media isn't going to be successful unless you have a plan laid out and you're taking a specific course of action. This is where the social media audit can help. Let's get started. So, a social media audit is used to evaluate your social media performances. You can think of it as kind of like a benchmark of where you should be for each different platform because they're all going to be used a little differently. So the social media audit available on the Nashtag Creative website is going to cover 6 major attributes. That's going to be branding, popularity, frequency, engagement, posts, and advertising. Now let's dive a little deeper into each of those 6 attributes. So the first attribute that we're going to talk about when it comes to the social media audit is branding. Now, branding can be really important for your social media platforms. What's the first impression that people get when they visit your website, whether they're new or current customers? Now, this is critical to maintain a similar branding aspect across all platforms, but one key mistake that a lot of businesses are making is that they're using the matching luggage style of branding on platforms where they're putting the same content across all platforms, but that's not necessarily always what works the best. One community may engage better with videos, another community may engage better with long form content, and maybe perhaps some of them like memes. You have to look at what is performing the best on each of these platforms, but try to keep that consistent within your branding, and that's where the social media audit can help. Number 2 on our list is popularity. Now, this is where I think a lot of small businesses really get it wrong when it comes to social media. They look at popularity, which is defined by your number of subscribers or followers, the number of likes you're getting on all your posts. Now, these things can be important if you're trying to grow your presence online and grow your community, but they're not the end all be all to the success of your social media. So you can look at them as a good metric on, is your social media growing, if that's your goal, or you can look at them as more of a vanity metric. And that's where a lot of businesses feel like their social media isn't working because they don't have a lot of followers or subscribers. But you see, 100 really active, good subscribers are a lot better than 1,000 who don't care. And that can be increased tenfold. So the number of followers and subscribers isn't the end all be all, but it's definitely something that we're going to want to try to grow throughout your social media platforms. It all kind of depends on what your goals are. So frequency is going to be the third thing we look at in this social media audit. And I think it could be one of the most important things. Staying consistent with your practices on social media is often how you grow. Consistency over quality is what I often think in a lot of social media cases. Just being consistent, showing up consistently and routinely on your followers' pages, making sure they're aware of you, and putting the right content in front of them is important, which we will get to. But it's that frequency of how often are you posting per day and how often are you posting per week, depending upon the site. Now, something like Twitter, you may tweet 5 to 6 times a day, but Instagram, you're maybe posting one post with a couple stories, and YouTube, you're maybe going to post one video a week, depending upon your frequency on these social media platforms. But it's something we're going to look into and see how you're performing across all different platforms. The fourth thing we're going to talk about is definitely my favorite, and I think one of the best things to look at when it comes to business success, depending upon what your goals are, and that's engagement. So, are people liking your posts? Are people commenting on your posts, sharing them? Is your community reacting to the content you post? And I think that's really important to see if you have an engaging community. The more your social media is engaged with, the more likely it is to show up to someone new, and the more likely your current customers are to respond to what you're posting. So are they responding to your video you posted or your picture you posted or your tweet? Are they excited about what you're posting? Are they interested in what you have to say? These are where this is where I really like to dive into and see what the engagement is on all of our posts and try to increase that engagement throughout our different social media ventures. So the fifth metric we're going to look at is posts and the content we're creating. And that's something that can be really important. Like I said earlier, though, consistency is also up there. So it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be running the analytics a little bit on how your social media is performing. And that's always changing. That's why it's a good idea to continually do this social media audit throughout the year. But the posts can really define your brand. What you're posting is what people are seeing. So you need to make sure your posts are, one, calling for the type of engagement you like, and two, showing the viewers something that they're interested in seeing. So the type of media you post on each platform, like I mentioned earlier, it might be long form content, it might be videos, it might be pictures. These are going to depend on the platform, but that's something we're going to look at when we do our social media audit. And it's something we're going to take in consideration in one of our following videos on how to do each platform effectively and some of the tips and tricks for each one. And last but not least, we're going to get to number 6, and that's advertising. So social media advertising, like we know, has really changed the game in the last few years. Facebook is one of the number one places for businesses to advertise right now because it has a high user audience and pretty high engagement and relatively cheap for the medium. As we know, the more saturated a platform gets, the more users it has, the more expensive the ad space is going to get. But right now, social media ads are affordable and can produce real results for your businesses. Another good thing about social media advertising is a lot of them have really good analytics and a database built up about the people using the platforms. So you can target different geographic regions or demographics that can really strengthen your ad campaigns. All right, guys, I hope you learned a little bit about my social media audit available on my website. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'm going to be having a new video coming soon about the different platforms and kind of the strengths and weaknesses of each one. So make sure you're looking out for that. But I'd love to go over that social media audit for you guys. If you guys could like and subscribe to this video, that helps me. Hopefully it helps you throughout the future while I drop new videos releasing content about how to grow your brand and small business through social media advertising and marketing. Thanks for watching.